Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Football Guys Sunday Morning Live. I'm Joey Wright, joined always by Jagger May. Jagger, how you doing today, buddy?
I am pretty good.
Pretty
Did you
good.
see any of the Toy Story stuff, the Toy Story
I
business?
I did. There were lots of things I loved. Slink Dog being the yard markers was probably just, I didn't doubt Pixar was going to bring it. There's some technical difficulties, but like I was having fun. But most importantly, my kids were having fun. They were enjoying it. Both my daughters were, screaming every time they saw a Toy Story character they knew. And now my kids knew who Trevor Lawrence is. So we muted it when they were talking about Desmond Ritter. We didn't want them seeing that. So just kidding. But guys, we're going to be here with you every Sunday game day from 10:30 to 11:15, answering all of your start sits, trade, early waiver catch questions. Anything you have, bring it to us. We'll answer it for you. But that's not all. Right after us today at 11:30, there's a little bathroom break built in there. Dave Kluge, an injury expert, Adam Hutchinson will be here to answer all of your questions. And if you have injury questions, Adam will definitely be there to hit those up. But let's take a look at who's out today that we know for sure. Jimmy Garoppolo will be out today. Starting in his place will be Aiden O'Connell. Jagger, how you feel about Aiden O'Connell today?
I don't. To me, I know there's going to be a couple of rosters, especially Superflex, where you're deciding between Aiden O'Connell and Josh Dobbs. I'm probably taking Josh Dobbs there, and that's because like Aiden O'Connell could be better than Jimmy Garoppolo, but keep in mind this is like a low bar. You remember how we said Desmond Ritter was better than Marcus Mariota? He probably cleared that bar, and it's still too low to really matter. So.
Probably, yeah. Zay Jones is out. We already know that the Jacksonville Jaguars are on Andy's carpet right now playing. Rashad Bateman and Odell Beckham will both be out today. So two more Ravens wide receivers out. So Mark Andrews and Zay Flowers fire them up today. Treylon Burks will not be playing today. And also Elijah Mitchell is out today for the San Francisco 49ers. He's expected to be out. So looks like it's Christian McCaffrey all day.
Yeah.
Some questionable players. David Njoku suffered a burn at home on Friday. He's saying he's going to play, but still take a look at that before game time to make sure he's going to be out there. Any Harrison Bryant love if Njoku doesn't go out there, Jagger?
No, I think the Browns are a fade across the board on the passing side, at least, because we're not talking enough that Deshaun Watson had an injury, to his shoulder, and I just don't. I mean, the Ravens are a good defense year in and year out, so I definitely think that we could see the Ravens take this game, even though they're a couple of point underdog. So.
Absolutely. Both Austin Eckler and Saquon Barkley are doubtful, especially with the Eckler. I would be putting in Josh Kelly if you have Eckler. If you have Kelly, I wouldn't be just waiting to see if Eckler plays. It does look like he's going to miss as well as Saquon Barkley, and that's a Sunday night game. I'm blanking on that. Or no, that's tomorrow
Uh,
night. That's a Monday night decision. So with Saquon, you definitely need to have somebody there in his place. All right. So and expected to play today. We did mention Aiden O'Connell is going to make his first career NFL start. Very exciting for him. Deshaun Watson is expected to play today. He was questionable throughout the week. Tyler Higbee expected to play. Alvin Kamara is making his NFL season debut. Derek Carr unexpectedly is going to start today. Keep an eye on that, though. Maybe Jameis does end up starting, but they're expecting Carr to play. Miles Sanders had the groin issue, but he should be out there. And Marquise Brown and Deebo Samuel is expected to play. All right, guys. Well, before I say we just get to the questions. Before we do
yes.
that, make sure you like and subscribe and comment on the video. Helps us out. And so let's head over to those questions. All right. First question today. It was in here real early when I got in here. Hey, guys, Debo or Puka PPR?
Puka by a smidge. Brandon Ayuk is back. I definitely think that he's number one in the pecking order. I feel like Puka is at least a weekly starter till we see differently. The Rams, their matchup today against the Colts. The Colts don't have a great secondary, so I don't mind firing up Puka.
Perfect. Yeah, you can't deny those targets. And then Cooper Cup might be back next week, and that'll be interesting to see what happens with Puka
Yeah.
once that comes around. Good morning. Good morning, Ann. Nico Collins or Tyler Lockett, half point PPR. Thanks for the show. Thanks for being here with us. I would go Nico. Where would you go, Jagger?
I think I'm going to take Lockett. I definitely worry about CJ Stroud this week, seeing as they don't have an offensive line and what TJ Watt can potentially do to them. So I'm a little worried. So I think I'll take with the safety pick. Let's stick with the safety pick.
Excellent. All right, Lucas in here asking us Justin Fields or Purdy. Where are we going?
Purdy.
Brock Purdy or we're going Purdy?
Yeah, I feel like we got to right now. So
Yeah, until we see it from Fields, I know the matchup's really good for him today, but Purdy's definitely the safer start. All right, the Johnsons are in here with us. PPR need two: Marvin Mims, Adam Thielen, and Josh Kelly. And he's leaning towards Mims and Thielen.
that's where I'm leaning to. I feel like Josh Kelly has a decent matchup, but I think that Josh Kelly isn't good. So that's why we continually get disappointed by him. Marvin Mims, I know that the volume isn't there, but he's one of those guys. I think Jeff said this last week or somewhere. I don't know. I watch a lot of Jeff because I'm paid to. Uh, but it's like he said that he's one of those guys when he's on the field, they're trying to get him the ball. So, and I think, granted, it's narrative and it's coach speak, but it's kind of like they let the genie out of the bottle and they can't really put him back in. So I expect him to get more going forward as a high upside play. I like Adam Thielen getting the volume. He's definitely dominating the slot targets. So, like to me, especially if this is PPR, it's a no brainer.
Yeah, and that revenge game narrative for Adam Thielen's always fun. I love revenge game narratives. I'm sad we don't get to see the Jameis one this week. All right, Dane's in here. Good morning, guys. Pierce, Rashad White, or Devon Achan. Got that right on the first time. Way to go, Joey. I like Pierce today. I do like Pierce. I know the matchup I think is good for him.
Oh, yeah. I definitely like Rashad White the least. Achan is a guy that I think I'm firing up. We got noted to like a sleeper notification or whatever that said that he's earned more reps. I think he's earned more reps. So
after last week, I would say so. All right, Lucas in here again. Needs one running back and then two of the rest: Jerome Ford, Joe Mixon, Ramondre, Tank Dell, and Nico Collins.
Your running backs, you want Jerome Ford. We just got a notification that Ezekiel Elliott's going to get some first team reps, so that whole narrative seems to be happening. Taking a lot of L's, Joey. Taking a lot of L's, so I'm going to take Jerome Ford here. Like I said, I worry about the Browns' passing game, so I think it'll default to the running game. I don't like the matchups for Mixon and Ramondre, so. If you need one running back and two of the rest, it's Ford and then sorry, Joe, take Dell and Collins and put him in your lineup.
I like that. Carlos in here, Godwin or Miles Sanders. If I have to start a Tampa Bay Buccaneers wide receiver today, it would be Chris Godwin. I don't want any of that Mike Evans Lattimore nonsense. Not that I think Lattimore can shut him down every time, but I'm not sure Mike Evans might not get kicked out of the game. Maybe both of them. There's something going on between those two every time. So I like Godwin, but would you start him over Miles Sanders?
Yes, because I'm like the Panthers. I don't feel good about right now. We just got another update. Dorian Thompson-Robinson is starting for the Browns.
Oh, so Deshaun Watson is out.
Deshaun Watson is out.
Okay, that's very important news. So real quick, let's break into it. Amari Cooper. How do you feel about Amari Cooper today then, if Watson's out? And Njoku as well.
I know that we saw a good preseason game, but he's going to play. His first start is going to go against the Ravens. So I just don't feel good about anything other than the running game, and I don't love that right now. So I could be wrong. So.
Okay. Thanks for breaking that in there for us. Pacheco or Kamara starting today in his NFL debut for the season, or Pacheco? Where are we going on this one, Jagger?
Kamara for the PPR upside. They both have ugly matchups, kind of. Pacheco's got to go against the Jets. The only thing the Jets have going for them is defense. So,
all right, Jason in here. Good morning, guys. In a full PPR, would you recommend Pickens, Tank Dell, Javonte Williams, or Ramondre Stevenson? I love this matchup for Javonte today. If you need just one for the flex,
I'm going Tank Dell or Javonte Williams. Probably Javonte. It's like you said. I love the matchup. And we're going to see a regression to the mean, and like I've said this before, that's just math for he's due for a touchdown. Like he's one of the few backs who's had that many touches and not had a touchdown yet. So
Love it. Santini in here. Brees Hall or DeAndre Hopkins? No Traylon Burks today. Does that do enough for have you play over Brees Hall?
I think I'm still starting Brees Hall. I think we see just how bad Dalvin Cook is, and the need, especially more than ever, to generate some type of offense. So I like the floor and the ceiling of Brees Hall if he can get a touchdown.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Pick 2: Ford, Moss, Ayuk, Pickens, Godwin, and Sutton, and half PPR.
Ayuk's easy. That's the easy one. And to be honest, I don't hate Moss here because the Colts are going against the Rams. The Rams are pretty soft, and right now Zach Moss is what we wanted Najee Harris to be. He's not very good, but the volume's there, and the chance of him like falling into the end zone is pretty high.
Gotcha. Edwin in here saying aloha, aloha. That means hello and goodbye. Hopefully you're not leaving us. Hopefully you're staying here with us. And he's excited that it's game day. And then Rodney remind everyone, hey, go ahead and click the like. All right. And need to start 2 out of Kamara, Zay Flowers, Devon Achane, Madison, and Tank Dell. You need to start 2 of those. And it's hard for me not to put Zay Flowers in every single week at this point. And then probably Tank Dell for me.
To me, it's Flowers, Achane, and Dell. I think I'm gonna go with the. I want to know what your other running backs are as to why Achane can't get in there. But Zay Flowers, I feel like this is going to be another week where you might have low ADOT, considering that they're going against the Browns because they got to get the ball out quick. But Rashad Bateman and Odell Beckham Jr. are out, and Mark Andrews, I don't know if he's fully back yet because he's kind of had a slow start.
All right, so Jalen Warren and Pacheco, would you start Achane over both of them? I think we're pretty. Yeah, we would. All right, Cleveland Sanders, great name there. Full PPR need flex and Khalil Herbert, Roshan Johnson, or Darren Waller. Ooh, the rare tight end flex question. I honestly think I like Roshan the bet. I don't know. The Seattle can't
Roshan
tight ends.
Roshan is the safest easily.
Yeah.
Darren, it's hard to sit Darren Waller, isn't it? You know, so let's call Roshan the floor play, and depending on like if you just need a safe 10 points, play Roshan. But if you're looking for a win and you're desperate, I would go ahead and plug Darren Waller in. It's not the best answer, but it's the honest answer.
I wonder who Cleveland has at his tight end. Maybe Sam Laporta. I know there's a lot of Sam Laporta managers out there this weekend. Right, Joe Burrow or Russell Wilson against my team's sorry defense. Oh, okay, or Russell Wilson against the Bears defense. Sorry about the Bears season. It's looking like it's in a downward spiral. I do love the matchup for Wilson. I think Burrow. Is he right? Is he right, Jagger?
I mean, Burrow has just as bad as a matchup. Titans secondary is terrible.
Awful.
So yeah, and moreover, the Bengals have a solid run defense, so it's hard for me to see a world where the Bengals don't dominate this game. And if they don't dominate this one, then we can start being alarmed. And it's probably a Zach Taylor problem, not a player problem.
Yeah, I have Joe Burrow higher in my rankings right now, and it's getting a little roasted for it earlier today. I don't know why. All right, also starting Mostert and need 1 for PPR, Jerry Jeudy, Achane, and Tank Dell. Now, we've had Sutton's name come up. We haven't had Jerry Jeudy come up yet. Do you like Jerry Jeudy better than both of these guys?
No.
Jagger?
I'd rather have Achane or Dell.
Okay.
For variance, I guess I would start Dell, but let's put it this way. If you have Mostert and Achane, it's not crazy to start both of them right now. The Dolphins are on fire. It's not crazy.
I did it in one league where would be a deep roster, deep bench, and started them both because I just needed that flex start. And boy, did I look like a genius. Sometimes you just dumb luck.
Yeah.
All right, Charlie's in here. Hey guys, full PPR 2 flex for his last flex spot. Derrick Henry, Josh Downs, Cortland Sutton, or Darren Waller. I feel like this is a pretty easy Derrick Henry. Is there another D Henry I'm not even thinking of?
Derek, again, the Bengals have a pretty solid I know this is crazy. I would probably start Darren Waller here,
Okay.
or Sutton over Derrick Henry. The Bengals have a good run defense, and if they're going to be playing for behind, we've already seen Tajay Spears eat into
Open up
Derrick
the role.
Henry's role.
Mhm. Absolutely. So choose which one of us has better hair this morning to decide which one of. All right. And morning, fellas. Sit 2 PPR. Marquise Brown, Tank Dell, Puka Nacua, Chris Godwin, and T. Higgins. So we got to sit 2 of those. I'm not going to be sitting
Marquise
T.
Brown
Higgins.
and
Yeah, Marquise
Godwin.
Brown. I would agree with you. And Marquise Brown is questionable. They're expecting him to play. So just take the safety there. Just don't even worry that there might be a re-aggravation of the injury. All right. Wilson, Jones, or Carr at QB. I have Kamara and Thomas. I would still shy away from Carr. He say he's on the field this week, but he could get sacked one time and his shoulder gets re-injured right away. I would go Wilson here over Daniel Jones. Jagger?
I agree. Yeah, because like you got a late night Monday night matchup, and it's gonna suck that your entire week's gonna be dependent on Daniel Jones. So let's just put it that way.
Let's take our first Joshua Palmer question today. So Palmer, Waller, or Pickens in a flex PPR? Joshua Palmer looked really good
Just
down the
Palmer.
stretch.
Yeah.
Yeah. He looked good
Yeah,
down
I
the
think
stretch last
Palmer.
year. So I think people are expecting Quentin Johnston to get involved, but I don't know if it's going to happen this quick. Mims or Dotson? Dotson's a name that hasn't come up today. I would go Dotson though.
I think I'm crazy enough to put Mims, and I love Dotson. The Eagles look okay, and the Commanders look terrible, specifically Sam Howell. So
Salad Rhythm. I think last week I said one of my favorite names in here saying good morning. Good morning to you. ESM, good morning. 1 point PPR. Purdy or Geno? Purdy? I might go Geno. Give you a little something to look for on Monday night. But I don't hate Purdy this week at all. All right, need a W. So in the worst way, so needs a win. Standard scoring: Jerome Ford or Devon Achane. Jagger, you've been on the H. We're not allowed to say H train because it's Chan, but would you go Jerome Ford? Because you do like Jerome Ford a little bit as well.
I think I like HN better. If you need the W,
Okay.
man, you got to shoot for the moon here. I think.
Good morning, Joe. Burrow or Cousins? I would go Burrow.
Burrow. Yeah.
There was an interesting. They activated N'Keal Harry from the practice squad last night for the Vikings at wide receiver, and that kind of like raised my eyebrows a little bit. Like, keep an eye on the wide receivers there in Minnesota. I'm sure nothing's going on, but a player getting activated from the practice squad sometimes does mean there might be an injury somewhere. So keep an eye on that, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Rodney in here. Can we trust Marquise Brown? Depends.
As
If
a
you need it for
flex
like
player.
as a second flex or a flex, I think you're good there. All right, Jaden. Trade Ford and Hollywood Brown to receive T. Higgins.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
Congratulations. Way to play that waiver wire. All right. Jerome Ford or Achan and PPR. I think it's been Achan this morning across the board. And then I also have CMC, Jacobs, and Kamara, by the way. Ford is my RB4, arguably. Yeah, the Ford and Hollywood Brown for Higgins. That's a dynamite trade. And honestly, it could even help the other side just as much. And it might be a win-win for both of you guys. All right. Lockett or Dell in PPR? Look at my rankings here. They're close.
I think it's Dell by a smidge for me. I think it's Dell by a little bit. And I'm not gonna lie, the Monday night game's doing a lot for me right now. Seattle doesn't look great yet. So
it's been probably the most disappointing offenses for me this season is Seattle. Like I was coming into the season expecting so much, and because I thought, oh, they've improved. They added JSN, they got Zach Charbonnet now, and hasn't looked like they got it all together. All right, the good guys in here. Glad the bad guys not here. Pickens or Pierce in the flex. I would go Damian Pierce and have PPR.
Yeah, I guess. I guess. Pickens for a little bit. A little bit. That's just to give him some variance and to really think. So.
Yeah, I think this is the week that Damian Pierce could really have his best game of the season. last year we saw him just playing like he was running through brick walls, and we really haven't seen that from him this year. And I'm hoping we see it this week. I'm gonna have a little confidence in the guy. I bought a T-shirt with his face on it, so that's enough for me to say yes. All right, so need one wide receiver and one flex. Puka Nacua, Nico Collins, Jerry Jeudy, and Damian Pierce. I think Puka's the slam dunk out of this group for your wide receiver. In your flex,
Damian Pierce. Now I'm going Damian Pierce.
I would agree with that. All right, Richard in here. Good morning, Richard. PPR, flex Flowers, Dell, or DJ Moore?
Flowers.
Yeah, it's Flowers. I love DJ Moore, and I'm hoping today, like, is his breakout game that him and Justin Fields can both get on the same page, and it's just wheels up for the rest of the season. But I don't know. We got to see it first. All right, Dell, Connor, or Rashad White? James Conner's name's not come up yet today.
Dell and Connor.
Yeah,
Connor and White have tough matchups, is what sucks. But I think Connor's just a better player than Rashad White. Tank Dell's a smash play today. It seems to be the theme. So,
Tutu Atwell or Zay Flowers, and he's already starting Puka Nacua. I'm still going to go Zay Flowers on this. A lot less competition. Flowers. I agree with today. All right. And are we sitting Cooper for Sutton, Pickens, or Godwin now that we know that Watson is out?
Yes. And I think I like Pickens. Pickens or Godwin. What do your rankings say? Let's Joey go to your rankings and let's go.
Pickens and Godwin. Let's see. I have Godwin ahead of all of them at this point.
Then let's get Godwin in there.
Defer to Joey. Love it. All right. And so with Jerome Ford and Tank Dell, there's two players we've both been starting a lot. If you've got to pick between those two, where are we going?
Tank Dell.
I think, Tank Dell feels like the safest of them. All right. So Clayton, good morning, Clayton. I have Zach Moss and Kyron Williams at running back, and I have Keenan Allen and Puka Nacua. He needs a wide receiver between Zay Flowers, Tank Dell, and Josh. So he needs a wide receiver and a flex. It's going to be Zay Flowers and Josh Jacobs for me. Are you starting Tank Dell over Josh Jacobs?
I'm actually going to take it a bit further. I think you should pull Kyron Williams out of your lineup, put Josh Jacobs in, because they're playing the Chargers, and they're just a terrible defense, and they've always been a run funnel defense when they were okay. So you want to put Josh Jacobs in there. And Zay Flowers and Tank Dell is probably who I'm starting over Williams.
Gotcha. All right, 1 point PPR, Miles Sanders, Brian Robinson, and Kendrick Bourne. I don't want to start I don't want to start Kendrick Bourne against Dallas.
Yeah.
It'd be Brian Robinson for me as well. And Tyson's in here. Good morning, Tyson. Pick 3. Kamara, Achane, Mike Evans, Tyler Lockett, and Tank Dell. So we got to sit 2 of those, start 3. I think we're on Achane's in there. Tyler Lockett.
Sitting Evans.
You're sitting Evans, yeah. And then are we going to sit Dell or Kamara? Lockett.
I think I'm going to sit Dell here and go with Kamara. Yeah. Just because it's PPR and Kamara can eat a couple of targets.
I mean, I don't think we've really seen it from this Saints run offense this year yet. So Kamara has to be the answer for it, because Jamal Williams is on the IR, and then Kendre Miller has not looked good yet. All right, so need 2. Palmer, Madison, and Achane.
Palmer and Achane easy for me.
Okay. Yeah, I think we're going to see some Cam Akers today, so that's a good decision. All right, sit Amari Cooper for Nico Collins or Lockett. I'd sit him for Lockett.
Yeah, for either of them. So, but definitely, probably Lockett.
Jagger, is there like a sleeper player out there that you're like looking at this week that you think might do better than a lot of people are expecting?
I mean, to me, these Texans guys, like, granted, this isn't an ideal matchup, so like they're kind of a swing for the fences play. But Nico Collins and Tank Dell are for real, and I think we should consider them as more as weekly starters. And then if you drafted them to be a flex player, which you did, just feel like you have your flex occupied. Someone else who I really like. Actually, I'll tell you someone to sit is Ramondre. Like I said, we got the update about Ezekiel Elliott, but even let's say Ezekiel Elliott wasn't going to snipe some reps for the revenge game per se. I definitely think that the Dallas has become like a sit defense across the board. So um Josh Downs, if you're desperate, I like a lot. So
All right. We just had that. Okay. So full PPR, T Higgins or Achan. And it's going to be T Higgins.
mm-hmm.
And I guess a player that I really like this week would probably be Joe Burrow. What we saw Monday night, he didn't look insanely incredible, but it was serviceable. And I think with the matchup, he could have a really great game this week. And Jacoby Myers versus the Chargers or Jerry Jeudy versus Chicago. Are you trusting Myers with Aiden O'Connell, Jagger?
Yes. I've been saying that to me, Myers is a must start every week. It's for multiple reasons. Even with Aiden O'Connell coming in here, they're going to be throwing these low A dot in its PPR, so he's going to eat a lot of these targets. And again, I don't think the drop off between Jimmy G and Aiden O'Connell is that drastic, and that's more telling of Jimmy G, not that Aiden O'Connell is like some Brock Purdy or something.
Perfect. Just a reminder, in about 30 minutes, Dave Kluge, injury expert Adam Hutchinson will be here to kind of get you a little more updated on when the injury reports come out. So definitely tune in for that at 11:30. And just so you guys know, Football Guys rankings are always free over up on the site. So footballguys.com. I guess there's some more questions. 14 team. Big league. Half PPR. Brees Hall, Najee Harris, Roshan Johnson, DJ Moore, Jahan Dotson. A lot of options here. Elijah Moore and Rashee Rice. Needs one of those guys. It'd probably be Brees Hall.
Brees Hall. Yeah. It's Brees Hall, then DJ Moore, then Roshan, then Dotson, then Najee. Yes, I hate Najee that much.
All right. And are we dropping Michael Thomas for Tank Dell on waivers? Oh, you could drop Michael Thomas. Yeah, I want to see who else you could drop. If that's your worst player, congratulations. Odin, thanks for the answers, guys. Love how y'all are doing analysts. No shill. Yeah, thank you. I think that was nice what he said. All right, no PPR. So standard league start: Michael Thomas, Dotson, or Pittman. I would start Pittman.
I would too.
Susan's back in here. Hey, Susan. Full PPR. Would you drop Christian Watson, Michael Thomas for down? No. Yeah, Christian Watson. He did have a touchdown his first game back. They'll be a lot better. That whole Packers offense, we're going to see a lot better from than we did on Thursday night for sure. Brian Robinson or risk it with Depot in the flex? That's a really great question.
I think, man, to me, that's we keep talking about this. What's the rest of your roster look like? If you got some pretty solid guaranteed points, I would probably put Debo and shoot for the fences. Okay. Brian Robinson is the floor play.
Mm-hmm. All right, Clayton in here. Good morning, Clayton. PPR flex Flowers, Dell, or Kyron Williams.
Flowers.
Yep, agreed. And then Christian Watson for Dell, Michael Thomas for Dell. Yeah. So, are you saying
Michael Thomas? Trade? Yeah, I might. If anyone, Michael Thomas, but to me, if you have someone else that you're hanging on to on your bench, let's see if you have like Elijah Moore, I'd probably drop. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, Michael Thomas is like okay of a player, but definitely you want Christian Watson's out of the question. If you feel like you need to, then maybe I would drop Michael Thomas for Dell.
Are you carrying two defenses? Because if you are, drop one of those defenses.
Yes, and if it's a one QB and you have a second QB, just drop the second QB.
Yeah, because Michael Thomas can definitely be serviceable this year. But yeah, you definitely want to find a way to get Tank Dell on your team. All right. So standard league, Tutu Atwell or Chris Godwin? I would probably go Godwin on this one. I think Godwin's going to lead the Buccaneers in receiving today. It's a tough matchup, but all right. Mark in here. 1 point PPR, Jahan Dotson or Derrick Henry? It's a tough matchup for Henry. Yeah.
But Dotson, like I said, that until we see it, you got to kind of fade the Commanders.
All right. Who's more droppable of these guys? Justice Hill, Jahan Dotson, Quentin Johnson, or Mims? I'd probably drop Justice Hill. He is questionable this week. I want to see what happens with Dotson and the two rookies.
I think definitely a Hill for me.
All right, half PPR need 2 of the 4: DJ Moore, Jerry Jeudy, Tank Dell, or Joshua Palmer. It's gonna be Dell and Palmer.
Maybe DJ Moore.
Okay.
Maybe, and that's more of that DJ Moore is good, and not that I don't know. The Bears can't suck that hard, can they?
I keep saying that. Like, I'm rolling Justin Fields out again this week. Like, where's the clown nose? I need to put it on.
I know.
I should have put it on for saying that, but I don't have a clown nose. Let me go buy one. No, that's your thing. I don't want to steer your gimmick. All right, Javonte, Ramondre, and standard. It'll be Javonte for me. Jagger, you agree?
Yeah.
And then Zay Flowers, Nico Collins, Palmer pick in 2 standard. Zay Flowers,
and Palmer for me.
And he says he should have listened to the love advice last week. It's okay. There's always next week. So I'm sure you did good. All right, Jonathan. Good morning. Flex 1 and half PPR. DeAndre Hopkins, Chris Godwin, Michael Thomas, Brian Robinson, Pacheco. Got some good options there. I would go Chris Godwin.
I'd go Chris Godwin too, and select a defense. Ravens.
Yeah, Ravens. All right, Ryan Tassler. Good morning, Ryan Tassler. PPR, Zach Moss, Kyron Williams, or Achan?
Achan.
Yeah. All right. And Andre's in here. Tutu Atwell or Josh Kelly? Josh has been killing me the last 2 weeks, so trying to take emotions out of the decision. It'll be Tutu Atwell for me.
Yeah, that's not even just emotions, man. Tutu Atwell's eating a lot of that underneath stuff.
Mm-hmm. Morning, Annie. Hi, guys. I joined late. No, you're here right on time. I have Zeke and Ramondre. Should say start Zeke. Jagger came in and said Zeke's going to be getting a little more work this week. So I like the play of Zeke. I don't know if I would play him over Ramondre, though.
I still think you play Ramondre, and keep in mind that Zeke could vulture a lot of vulture a touchdown. But to me, Ramondre has more juice, and he's a better passing back. And flex Nico or Tank. Man, Nico, roll out Nico for now.
Yeah, I feel like the Patriots are going to try to get Elliott a touchdown today. Just does he get it? They'll get down in the red zone and they'll give him some goal line carries, but outside of that, I think Ramondre is going to get most of the work. So I agree with you on that. 6 points per passing touchdown. Josh Allen or Tua? I have Josh Allen as my QB1 this week. Yeah, that Bills Dolphins game could be something real fun. So
it's rushing upside. Rushing upside for me. So
how do we feel about DJ Shark against the Vikings defense today? I feel pretty good about it. I like what I saw last week, although Bryce Young is in this week. So he should have been on the expected list, Joey. He will be back today. All right. Zakiri, T. Higgins, Tank Dell, Jalen Waddle, or Puka. Pick 3. I'm going to set Tank Dell out of those 4.
Yes.
And we like Tank Dell. So you got some good options there for sure. Susan back in here. Full PPR. Flowers is on their bench as well as playing Higgins. Puka and Diggs for wide receivers. Yeah, okay. So I guess Puka or Flowers is basically where I'm at, because I'm not going to sit Diggs or Higgins.
Well, I think is she the one who wanted to drop Michael Thomas? So yeah, I would drop Michael Thomas for Tank Dell then.
Yeah, we're still okay.
This is the same one. Yeah.
Good job, Jagger. They'll come back to that. All right, Adrian. Good morning, Adrian. Tutu Atwell, Javonte Williams, Jerry Jeudy, or Tank Dell?
Starting Javonte.
Yeah, so start 2. So Javonte and Tutu.
Yeah, I guess we're starting Tutu for real. This is a thing.
Mm-hmm. Achan or Jacoby Myers. That's interesting. It can still be Achan.
I think it's Achan. You're going for the ceiling play here. We're shooting for the moon.
Yeah, there's going to be. Last week there was a lot of points in the Dolphins game, just on one side of it. I think there's going to be a lot of points on both sides. Who do you think wins that game today, Jagger? Dolphins or Bills? It's at Buffalo.
Dolphins. Yeah.
All right. So there's a changing of guards in the AFC East. All right. PPR need a big week. Justin Herbert with no Jimmy G, or Anthony Richardson versus the Rams. I'm going to roll out Justin Herbert. Ooh, they're close in my rankings, though.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't feel like you can lose with this one.
Yeah.
But probably Justin Herbert. Let's just start our studs. Anthony
Mm-hmm.
Richardson's good and got the rushing floor. Let's just say that Aaron Donald is a thing,
This is true. I keep bringing up the "oh my god" from Geno Smith when Donald was running out earlier this week or this season. Dame's in here. Good morning, Dame. I need a PPR flex league. I have Amari Cooper, Zay Flowers, Jerry Jeudy, and Ramondre Stevenson. Definitely Zay Flowers will be the flex for me out of this group.
Same.
All right. Is it crazy to want to start Daniel Jones over Lamar Jackson this week?
Don't do this. Start Lamar Jackson.
Okay. And I would not play Geno over Tua this week. Would you, Jagger?
No.
Chris is in here. Good morning, Chris. Start PPR 1, Evans, Woods, and Myers. So they need one of those guys. So Mike Evans, Robert Woods, or Jacoby Myers to be Jacoby.
It's Myers for me. Mike Evans, he's going to get Lattimore, I think, all game. Robert Woods isn't a thing. Like, Robert Woods is droppable. It is Tank Dell and Nico Collins. So, if there's someone that you've seen us talk about today and you don't have them, you can drop Robert Woods to go get them.
Okay, yeah. Okay, that's the Lattimore stuff. All right, cool. Zakiri again. How about Lamar or AR? Feeling AR because of the stingy Cleveland defense. I have Anthony Richardson one spot ahead of Lamar Jackson. So I would start A-Rich.
Yeah. But don't be surprised if Lamar has a great game start Anthony Richardson. It's safer, I feel like.
All right. Jordan Addison or Devin Achane?
Who do you think is going to get a TD? And that's Achane.
Yeah, I would say so. All right. Baker Kid, too. Full PPR, Sky Moore or Jahan Dotson rest of the season?
Jahan Dotson for me.
Yeah, it'd be Dotson for me as well. All right, Chris in here. Good morning, Chris. Full PPR, need 2 in the flex. Out of these 4, Nelson Aguilar, Jahan Dotson, Josh Downs, and Brian Robinson. That's a tough group to pick 2 out of. I would actually do Josh Downs and probably Dotson.
I think I'm going Brian Robinson, but because you said Josh Downs in my head, I was like, Josh Downs doesn't sound awful. And and I know this is crazy, but Commanders look bad. So I want the one thing that looks good on that offense, Brian Robinson. And Josh Downs he's looked a little bit better every week. So I don't think it's crazy just to put Downs in and see what happens.
Coming into the season, Josh Downs was the wide receiver that I thought was kind of the best fit for the Colts, just how Shane Steichen uses wide receivers. And each week, I think you're right, we're seeing a little bit better out of him. I wouldn't be surprised when we're in week 8 and Josh Downs and Michael Pittman are kind of in the same conversation. If that were to happen, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
We're looking at a very poor man's version of A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. Because you got to think about what Shane Steichen did last year with the Eagles and what he's trying to do this year with the Colts. Am I saying they're A.J. Brown and Devontae? No, I'm saying they're very broke, poor man's version. So,
are you expecting some bounce back from Devonta Smith? I mean, I don't see how he doesn't bounce back at some point this season.
I'm not stressed. The Eagles are going to get it together. I definitely think that we're seeing the absence of Shane Steichen take effect here. And it's not so much indicative of the talent there. Like their play calling just isn't real creative right now. But even with that, let's look at the Bengals. They don't have creative play calling either, but they've got studs across the board, so it kind of makes up for that.
Perfect. And then do we answer this one, Achane or Jacoby Myers?
Yeah, we said Achane swinging for the fences.
All right. Well, Jagger, what do you say we pop out of here 5 minutes early and go check out that Toy Story game that's going on?
Let's do it, man.
All right. Well, guys, just a reminder, Dave Kluge and injury expert Adam Hutchinson will be here in just about 20 minutes to answer all of your questions, and definitely we'll get a little more updates with any of the actives and inactives going on. We're here every Sunday at 10:30. So, guys, have a great day. Make sure to like and subscribe. Bye.
See ya.